Here we go. And relay, what my cue? Okay.
Police are still searching for a driver in a deadly hit and run overnight near Southwest 59th
and
Penn.
change.
Plus, a horse catches fire during a standoff. A house catches fire during a standoff after a deputy is shot in Ellis County. And fall like temperatures are just around the
that
corner.
poor horse, stand by D.
We'll see highs in the 70s. News 9 this morning.
All day, soft sound.
On the scene, on the story.
She starts you move to dissolve Q at
Morning, 6 a.m. on this Sunday,
what time is it?
September
Lose it.
24th.
Stand by 2 bucks and dissolve. Ready one.
Good morning, Dana. Another hot day.
Thank you. Oh, you got it. Hey.
Hot day. You could classify this as
Lose
hot
it.
when our normal is 81 degrees and highs
We're
reach
just trying to
87,
keep a tight
88
ship here,
degrees.
man.
You could classify that as hot, especially this late into September.
All right.
It won't be the case for the rest of the
See
week.
and Jib at
You've
the
been looking
landing
forward
and
to some of that
3 at the
true
stair.
taste of fall weather, the cool, crisp mornings and the mild to cool afternoons. That 9 day is what you want to see. It's coming up shortly here in about 15 minutes. 70 degrees now. A southeast wind at 7, looking live to the south from our Air Comfort Sky Cam network. That is our tower cam. Right now we're looking at Storm Shield 9.
First
Notice
casualty
all
is
the
page
rain.
7.
This
Page
is just the
7
beginning
is
of our
out.
big pattern shift. Our big seasonal swing is going to be taking place over the next 3 to 4 days. Starting with rain from Diamond over toward Beaver, down to Perryton, Spearman, all the way down just east of Amarillo. This line of showers will slowly make its way east into far western Oklahoma later this morning. Right now, no lightning with the northern edge of this line. All the lightning's further to the south off your screen there. But this rain will slowly make its way into western Oklahoma and will be there for the next few days. Your quick look for this Sunday. 68 here in the metro at 8 o'clock, 83 at noon, and a high today of 87 degrees. So nice and cool out in the Panhandle underneath the rain. 61 there. Otherwise, upper 60s, low 70s. Winds out of the southeast, 22 plus miles per hour out west. So the heat's hanging on. Rain on the way. And that true fall weather I was talking about, it's on the way as well. 6:15. I'll have all the details.
Sounds
Roll
great,
C.
Matt. Thank you.
Roll light search mode.
New this morning, Oklahoma City
Semi
police are
3.
searching for the driver of a truck they say
Nicely
hit
done.
and killed a
Search mode 3.
pedestrian
Dissolve.
in southwest
Semi
Oklahoma
8
City
full.
last night. Police were called to southwest
And
59th and
dissolve.
10 just before
And my
11.
location.
Right now, we're told they are searching for a newer model
And
blue truck with
was
no
it?
tag.
Semi 3 for
While the
page 2.
suspect information was released, the victim's name hasn't been
Start
released
your
yet
move
either.
and take 3.
And we are continuing to
Semi
gather new
ABL.
information about an Ellis County deputy
Rolling.
who was shot yesterday. This all started as a check the
Hey,
welfare
samples
call
next.
at a home in Fargo. We gave you the
Fargo.
first look at the scene after the suspect barricaded himself in his home. The home eventually caught fire, but there's no word yet on what
Semi-peak.
caused the fire or the condition of the suspect. We do know the deputy was treated
gonna do it
and
in the
released
wood there
from
on 3?
hospital near Woodward after being shot in the
Truck
leg.
left.
News 9's Marty
Semi
Logan
peak.
spoke with the first responders who helped the deputy while the suspect continued to fire shots.
Roll B. Wipe sound. Animate this guy.
He was on the side of the road out in front of the house where the
Lose
shooting
it.
occurred.
Semi A.
So
Or semi
me
or
and
my
Aaron,
first.
we jumped out of our rescue vehicle and ran around to the side of the truck where he was at, which he was facing the house. Our only concern was getting him out of there before he got shot again.
Right, my cue.
Stay with
Semi A.
News 9 and the News 9 app for the latest information.
Roll A. Wipe. Change.
Meanwhile, police are searching for the suspect in a drive-by
Seven B,
shooting
full
in
sound
northeast
is
Oklahoma
next.
City last night. Officers say they found one victim near northeast 20th and Coltrane. We're told they were transported to the hospital with
Stand by
unknown
the
injuries.
jib,
Police
semi-B,
say
full sound.
the suspect is possibly a female in a black car.
Roll B. Dissolve sound. Full.
It's quite an extraordinary event. It's an historic
Roll
event,
next
and
full. Stand
the
by.
significance of which goes well
Mike.
beyond Oklahoma.
My cue.
An
Stand
Oklahoma
by.
priest
Dissolve.
is
Huh?
closer
Oh,
to
damn it.
sainthood. Father
Stand
Stanley
by.
Roser was
April
honored
sound for
during a
package.
beautification ceremony at the Pack
Stand by.
Cox Convention Center. News 9's Deanne Stein was in attendance.
Roll A.
yesterday.
Take sound.
We have all been praying for
We're
this.
skipping Marsha
The
and
line
Josh, right?
stretched inside
We're
the
gonna do
Cox Convention
Archbishop
Center and
Paul
around
next.
the building as thousands arrive for an historic mass.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and that's why I wanted my granddaughter
it's too short
Rebecca to be
now.
able to share it.
But only the first 14,000 people got a seat into the arena for the beatification of Father Stanley Rother.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime
I
experience,
don't know how many of
and
them
it
were
may be
actually
generations
Catholic.
before anybody can ever see it again.
The Archdiocese of
that.
Oklahoma
That's
City
okay.
began working on the cause for the
Alrighty.
Okarchi priests 10 years ago.
Well, you sister.
It moved me profoundly, his example, his courage, his
Thanks for
witness,
Archbishop
and he's
Wisdom.
always been an inspiration to me.
The missionary
What about Father
priest was
Stanley?
serving the
Was
people of
Waverly still?
Guatemala when he was murdered in
I have a
1981.
Father. Oh no,
Pope
never mind.
Francis
That's the
declared him
index.
as the first recognized martyr in the
Duh.
U.S. and now the first U.S.-born priest to be beatified.
It's quite an extraordinary event, it's an historic event, and
Here we go.
the significance of which goes well beyond Oklahoma.
It's very gratifying
Thank you.
to know that my brother was that well
And lose it.
known and that well accepted
That's it.
by the people.
We'll go up to page 6
And
next.
he-
See the
he
cavalry
deserved it.
at the quad.
He worked for it.
It's an historic event.
But in order for him to become a saint, Rother will need a miracle.
It's a very rigorous process. It's normally a healing of some sort, of a medical condition that
Alright, stand
medical
by
science
scene,
can't
stand by 3.
explain.
Here we are.
Deanne Stein, News
Roll
9.
C. Start to move.
Happening
Thank
today, a
you.
rally is
Stand
being
by
held
A.
in honor of a deaf man shot and killed by an OKC police officer Tuesday. The Justice for Magdiel Sanchez rally starts at
Rally.
1 p.m.
And
at City
take.
Hall. And coming up in about a half an
And
hour,
thanks.
we're digging deeper
See the
into
gym
why
next.
officers aren't required to
Stand by
practice
C, stand by
non-lethal
gym.
combat training on a regular basis.
Roll C.
Covering
Start
the
to
Capitol,
move.
lawmakers will be
Stand by
back in
3.
session tomorrow to try and fill the state's
Start to move,
$215 million budget
Some of
shortfall.
this one.
Governor Fallon issued
Two,
an
thank you.
executive order for the special
Adam,
session earlier this month.
No.
Fallon wants lawmakers to not only address the
Jesus next.
shortfall, but also
A,
wants
B,
long-term solutions to make the state more efficient.
Stand by.
We'll have live reports from Aaron Brobeck at the Capitol beginning tomorrow.
Music. Roll A. Y. Bank
Still to come, it's President
Stand by
Trump
B.
versus some of our nation's top athletes.
Roll B.
We'll tell
White
you why.
change.
Plus,
Stand
North
by A.
Korea's foreign minister has a warning during his address to the United
Roll A.
Nations.
White band change.
And a Maysville High School football superfan honored for his
Stand by master.
dedication to the team. Next in this week's Red Dirt Diaries.
And Ray break. Fade.
Bob
Alright.
Mills Sky News 9 in HD, brought to you by Bob Mills Furniture.
This is how you sign it.
And such may take you.
Maysville, Oklahoma is
Stand
celebrating
by
its
D
number
to A
one
for
high school
package.
fan. He's never had a son on the team,
Stand
but players
by.
in the entire town consider him family.
Roll D.
It's Carl Thorpe,
And
Lord
dissolve. Stand by A
Red
full
Dirt
sound. And roll A. Sound and dissolve.
A lot of things have changed.
In the small town of Maysville, Roger Perrin likes
We'll
the
get Lee in
pub,
the right spot
Bakeries
this
here in
time.
town.
the local staples,
During the week, they open up at 4 o'clock.
unaware that he's now an institution. About 10 rows up at the 50-yard line for every single snap.
So I just go up here and get it
According to the
unless,
script we
unless
do.
somebody that doesn't know.
But everyone
Yeah.
does.
I'd
But I could probably not be at a game, and nobody might not notice me.
Lose
But
it.
if that man doesn't come out, then they're going to notice
Lose
that.
it.
Roger was given
It's
the
playtime.
nickname Big Redder
Roger's next.
after the color of his beloved team.
I just forgot
Well, what year was the
altogether.
last year that Maysville won a district championship?
57.
A muscle
wasn't
condition
paying
kept him
attention.
from becoming a football player, but it
Here
was a
comes
good
Roger.
friend who
Stand by
helped
Roger.
Roger become a loyal fan.
Him and his wife were like
Academy.
a second mom and dad to me, and
And
he
lose
just said, I've got room for you.
That was
Okay,
back
that's all
when
I got.
gas was less than 80 cents a gallon, milk $1.68, and Jimmy Carter was president. Since
Okay.
1979, Roger Perrin hasn't
Like I said,
missed a
22 is
Maysville High
out.
School football
Straight
game,
to city camp for
home
the
or
teams
away.
here.
I just like football. They're just special, you know, and it's a lot. It's all of them are, but it's a lot special whenever you see them play and you watch their dads play.
You're talking about sicknesses, cold, heat, the rain, the
beard.
snow. No matter what it is, he's there.
This past Friday, Big Redder led the Warriors out onto the field for his 400th consecutive game and was honored at halftime with something that still remains on the field.
It doesn't mean I'm not going to give the
Well, I can
referee
change
shit,
the
because
second.
everybody does.
Roger never had children of his own,
I say they're my boys, and I say their moms and dads are my moms and dads.
but to him and this small town, Friday nights have
Alright,
always
stand
been
by
about
for music,
family.
stand
I'll
by,
go
the
as
wipe
long
will
as I can
change, the
unless
city
I
cam.
just
Here
get
we are.
deathly down sick.
On the scene, on the story in Maysville, Carl Thorpe, News 9.
Wipe cue, music, and
Well, it's going to
stand
feel
by,
a lot
master.
more like football weather coming up this week. Matt will have his full forecast after the break.
And where you break. And fade it.
I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked you, Deke, yesterday. What do you say, stand by master for the break, but not stand by master when it comes to roll the video?
Whoever you are.
actually managed to break himself of that habit.
Well,
Let's see if you go in.
And Roldy takes and
On the scene, on the
stand by
score.
Matt.
This is News 9.
My cue ends off.
We're back looking at Storm Shield 9 this morning. We've got
Stand by his
rain
name.
just
Anyway,
to the
on.
west of the main body of the state. Here's the Texas-Oklahoma border here.
Lose
There's
it.
the Panhandle, Beaver, Hooker, Guyman. You see all the rain out here. It's slowly but surely drifting east. One thing to notice about this line of rain is there's no lightning with it at all. No lightning. This is the best kind of rain that we'll have over the next several days. I do think we'll have a few storms, but I'm not expecting any severe weather. So for the first big fall front of the year, it's certainly going to come with some very welcome rain. Now, all of this rain stretches down to Midland, which is in southwest Texas, and all the way up to the Dakotas. So this is a very large storm system that's going to push across the state over the course of the next, I would say, 4 days. That's today, tomorrow, Tuesday, and I don't think the rain will end across the state until late Wednesday. So it's going to be a slow-moving system. We won't all have rain at the same time for 4 straight days, but you folks in western Oklahoma will have the highest rain totals, as this rain will start out there this morning and sit out there for tomorrow, and then again on Tuesday, and then finally pushing east on Wednesday. We'll show you more of those rain maps and that forecast coming up. 70 degrees right now, a southeast wind at 7. Tower Cam looking good. Still dark outside. We are approaching that time of year where just before we set those clocks back in early November, that sunrise gets later and later. Now this morning, not until 7:20, so still over an hour to go before the sun officially comes up. It's also the last day of the Oklahoma State Fair. Hope you've been able to make it out there, donate to Food for Kids, because this is the last day to do so.
So they set up yesterday. Oh, she's
honestly, all things considered,
Where'd
the
she
weather
go?
won't be bad. 60s and
She's
70s
small, you
through
don't
the
see her.
morning.
I know.
Mid-80s at
I have to
least,
look
just
up
the
over to
highest
make
part
sure
of the
she's
day
actually
from about
there.
2 o'clock to 6 or 7 o'clock. Mid to upper 80s, a touch cooler than yesterday, but if you're in the sun walking around, you probably won't notice too much of a difference. South winds 15 to 20, 10 to 15, but no weather hindrances keeping you out of the state fair today. So if you haven't been able to go, this is day 10, last day. Make it out there. Come to the News 9 booth just inside of Gate 1. 61 in Guyman this morning underneath the cooler rain. 70 in Oklahoma City, 73 in Ada, 68 down in Durant. Wind speeds, not too strong. These are actually wind gusts, 10 to 20 miles per hour out of the south-southeast. So there's the rain out to our west. Notice the clouds increasing ahead of it. So we'll have a little bit more cloud cover today. I think that'll help keep some of the temperatures down. But as I mentioned, it stretches from southwest Texas all the way up to the Dakotas and into southern Canada, believe it or not. The storm system itself is out there in northern Utah. So that will take a little bit of time to move across the country. Highs today, 80s. 90s will be confined to far south central and eastern Oklahoma.
I guess I should look at the
78 in
weather.
Guyman today. That's a
It's
taste
supposed
of
to cool
things to come across the rest of the state. So later this morning, showers move into western Oklahoma. Cloud cover, as I mentioned, increases.
right now.
Maybe a sprinkle or
That's
two
about
east
what I
of
got.
western Oklahoma. Don't expect much, if anything. Most of us stay dry today. Then tomorrow morning, the cold front moves into the Panhandle. Showers increase again in western Oklahoma, and by the time we get into Monday evening, Tuesday morning,
What I've
that
caught
front
so
is a
far
little
is the
closer.
fair's in
The rain moves a
town,
lot
there's
further
rain
east, and
coming.
we'll start
That's
to see
right.
higher
Monday.
rain totals
That's pretty
out
much
west.
it,
So
yeah.
for today, the rain stays primarily in western Oklahoma and the Panhandle. Stretches a little further east tomorrow. It's just a slight chance, and that's tomorrow evening here in
That's
Oklahoma
true.
City, and then much further east on
Basketball.
Tuesday, with most of western and
In the
central
hood.
Oklahoma
Don't
getting
forget
in on the
that,
rain,
too.
and that will stretch all the way to Wednesday as well. 85 as we get
Stand by camera
into
two,
your
once clear.
Monday. 73
What's that?
on
That's not the most
Tuesday.
confusing thing I've
We'll
heard her
try to
say
warm
about
up,
the weather.
but the cold front will come in, cut down those temperatures, drop them all the way into the 60s for a high on Wednesday.
Yeah, at least
Lows
I'm being
will steadily
entertained
drop
this
down to
morning,
near the
so.
upper 40s by next weekend, and
Stand by
highs
camera
will
two.
hover in the low to mid 70s once the rain clears out.
Today's it, I think.
Today is
Stand
the
by
last day.
A.
So a little bit of people have a lot more cloud cover today, and then things on the downward trend.
All right. Well, Walmart is testing a new way to get groceries straight to your kitchen
Really?
when you're not home.
That's the key. Not the retail giant is teaming up with a smart
B
lock
is
startup
next for
and
the
delivery
T's. There
service.
she is.
Isn't using its own employees to deliver
Stand by B.
products. We're told home security cameras allow customers to watch the entire process from the app. Doors lock automatically after delivery is
Stand by for
complete.
music.
So far,
Sit the
this is only a
ad-lib here.
test program in the Silicon Valley.
know.
I'm still a little iffy on that. Pickup doesn't even work all the time, so let's not put them in my house.
Yeah, right.
Not just yet.
Strangers, yeah, for sure.
Music,
Silicon Valley, the
white
president
change.
is now facing a
Snack.
backlash from some athletes from across the country.
Rolling, white, and change.
And next, the
Stand by,
Thunder
master.
pull off another big trade. We'll have more on the big trade for Melo coming up after the break.
And roll your break. Fade.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Connor. The clearance cell is...
Oh, sure. So we can bring it up. Okay.
Yeah, but he's very, like,
Okay.
Thunder General Manager Sam Presti jumps at the opportunity and added more scoring punch to the Oklahoma City roster. Really dominant.
Okay.
Has to be smiling this morning. 10-time NBA All-Star Carmelo Anthony to the Thunder in exchange for Ennis Cantor, Doug McDermott, and his second
Now,
round
will
pick in
he be in this
2018.
shot for 5 tees too? Well, you guys know how this about your retirement tees goes.
Oklahoma City starts training camp.
I take it it's usually the same every time.
Good morning for the second time in Thunder franchise history.
For the jib
Makes a
move,
big trade.
I'm 5 tees too.
Remember James Harden and now Melvin. Meanwhile, the Sooners roll into Waco as a 4-touchdown favorite against the Williams Bears. Baker Mayfield
Oh, yeah.
found themselves trailing 31-28 late in the third quarter, but instead of fading, they hit the go button. Mayfield and Jeff Bennett.
That's what we were going to suggest, yeah, so that way they can get this set up and get it ready. Okay, cool. Hey, Devin. Hey, Devin. Okay. Hey, Adonis. You can tell Devin when he gets back. For the third hour, we're going to kill that jib at the cap set on 8, so we can get ready for the LCD move on Super T Street. So, because we talked about doing that anyway, and that's what Taylor came up with anyway. So,
Oklahoma keeps its season alive, not because of what the defense did, but because the offense came through 2 specific times.
yeah, the cap set jib will die. I better mark it on my screen
It
now.
comes back to next play with a boundary route, a wheel route to Jeff Bennett for a touchdown. And then
So that way
Trey Sermon,
we can have the jib ready for the tees
comes
there.
into the game, and he carries
And
the
the
football virtually every
Super
down and
Ts.
just owns the rest of the game for Oklahoma. In
So
fact,
I'll
at
just come out there
halftime,
with 3 of
Oklahoma
the quad.
only had 12 yards rushing on 11 attempts outside of a 99-yard run.
The plan was just to run the ball hard, and we have a lot of great backs and just a really good rotation.
What was the key to your success?
Really just running hard and just following the offensive line.
You can't expect everyone's going to be a blowout.
Okay.
You're going to have tight games like that. This is a good conference.
Bye-bye, Molly.
It's a good league. It's a good opponent. I told people all week, they're getting a lot of guys back. They're getting better and better. You know, it's going to be a tough game. And so you got to hang in there. You got to keep swinging. And our guys did that. Made our play to win.
So that's 13 straight road wins. That's 14 wins straight overall, nation's best. And 14 games of Baker Mayfield's offense scoring at least 30 points. You know, to win a championship, you're going to have to win close games. But Baylor, the Baylor team that lost to Liberty, I mean, come on. Oklahoma's defense is going to have to get it back together and play more closely like it played against Ohio State than what it did here tonight. On the scene, on the story from Waco, Texas, I'm Dean Blevins.
Thanks a lot, Dean. Oklahoma State finally gave up some points in the first quarter this season. The Pokes led 7-6 though after the first, but TCU responds with 14 points in the second quarter yesterday. It's one of those unpredictable Saturdays, I guess. The number 6 team in the country was forced to play catch up down 20 in the fourth. Mason Rudolph will run it in the Pokes trail 37-24. Same score about 3 minutes later. The Pokes in full comeback mode. They have the momentum, but J.J. McCluskey on the trick play overthrows his man. The Cowboys are denied. Oklahoma State would pull in 6, but TCU would put the game away on this touchdown run. Stunner in Stillwater. Horned Frogs win at 44-31. John Holken wraps it up from Boone-Pickett State.
On this day, outside of another long Mason Rudolph to James Washington scoring connection, a sloppy penalty-filled first half against TCU was just the opposite. 6 penalties and a lost fumble combined to help the Frogs to a 10-point lead.
This was the first game that we didn't defend the run very well. In the big picture, in most cases, if you don't defend the run very well, you're kind of on your heels.
TCU built that lead to 20 at 37-17 with 12 minutes to play before the Cowboys rallied. 2 touchdowns made it a 6-point game with 3:03 left. TCU had too many third down answers. The final one, courtesy of Darius Anderson, his third TD run, capping a 160-yard day. Overall, the Frogs were 11 of 19 on third down, in some cases taking advantage of the Cowboys' younger defenders. OSU falls to 3-1 with a 44-31 loss in the Big 12 opener.
They were moving the ball really whenever they felt like it, and we can't do that on defense. We gotta bow up better and get off the field and get turnovers for our offense and steal possessions.
TCU had balance, rushing for 238 yards and passing for 228 more, and the Frogs defense sacked Mason Rudolph 3 times. The Cowboys were without starting offensive linemen Zach Crabtree and Larry Williams, and that didn't help. TCU was just the better team on this day. On the scene, on the story in Stillwater, I'm John Holt.
Thank you, John. It'll be Texas Tech and the Cowboys next Saturday in Lubbock. Meanwhile, the Sooners are off next week. That's a wrap on your morning sports. Have a great Sunday, Oklahoma.
Okay. About 2 minutes away
Want to
here.
lose weight, save money, and take a trip?
Back. Oh, still might be Roldy and exam.
On the scene, on the story, News 9
Relay,
starts now.
YMIQ.
Right now on News 9, in light of a deadly officer-involved shooting this week, experts say police should put more emphasis on non-lethal combat.
Change.
Plus, President Trump has a falling out with some of the nation's top athletes.
Wipe and change.
And taking a live look outside, warmer weather will be around for at least one more day before rain and cooler temperatures enter the states. 6:29 on your Sunday morning, and some of us are already seeing some of that rain, huh, Matt?
That's right, Dana. Already some rain showing up in the panhandles primarily this morning, but as we head through the next several hours, this rain will eventually move into far western Oklahoma, basically from, say, Beckham County into Roger Mills County, Ellis, Harper, Woodward County. You all will see the rain first. It may not be heavy at times or all the time, but it will be a good steady rain moving in from the west through the morning. Now, you'll also stay cooler than the rest of the state, given the cloud cover and the rainfall. The rest of us will have one more warm to hot day before things start changing across the rest of the state. Now live from our tower cam here at News 9, part of our Air Comfort Skycam network. Still searching for that first bit of first light this morning of sunrise. We're about 15 minutes away, 7:20 sunrise this morning. 70 degrees with a southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. 68 at 8 o'clock. Partly cloudy skies, I think increasing clouds after 4 o'clock. 87 degrees with a southeast wind at 10 to 15. So still way above normal today. 72 in Edmond, 67 out in El Reno, 72 in Norman, 70 in Chandler, 71 in Shawnee, and winds out of the southeast, gusting to anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. So just about a steady breeze out there. The heat is hanging on for all it has. However, rain on the way along with this true fall weather, really going to flip-flop our seasons on the 9-day. I'll show it to you coming up at 6:45.
That's great, Matt. Thank you. Look at our top stories this morning. Police are searching for a driver of a truck they say hit and killed a pedestrian overnight. Right now, we know officers are looking for a newer model blue truck. The name of the victim hasn't been released.
White bed change.
In Ellis County, a deputy is recovering after being shot in the leg during a welfare call yesterday. Officers say the suspect barricaded himself in his house near Fargo, which eventually caught fire. There's no word on the suspect's condition.
White bed change.
And an Oklahoma priest is one step closer to sainthood. Yesterday, Father Stanley Rother was honored during a beatification ceremony at Cox Convention Center. Now, Rother needs to have a miracle to become.
Start your move 3 and take.
Following the shooting death of a deaf man by an Oklahoma City police officer this week, we're digging deeper into the non-lethal combat training the department provides. And as News 9's Jesse Mitchell learned, the officers aren't required to practice those tactics on a regular basis.
We'll see. Relay takes sound.
And of course, the takedown.
In the Hoshin Dojo, Sensei Charles Wallace offers multiple cleat-certified courses in martial arts, but his students pay out of pocket to attend.
There really should be a requirement for hand-to-hand. Because at the end of the day, drawing a weapon is not always appropriate.
Straight to page 56
Wallace says
here.
besides taking a one-time combat course, it's repetition that makes the moves muscle memory. He believes these techniques may have saved Magdiel Sanchez's life, despite him carrying a pipe used to fend off stray dogs on his daily walks. Another cleat-certified instructor and Marine veteran, Tim Easton, agrees, recommending the flank and attack method to disarm Sanchez.
If he goes and does a sudden movement to the individual side, and then his partner gets him from the other side, they can take him down.
Both experts agree police departments need to put more emphasis on non-lethal combat.
The desire is there. The problem that I've seen historically from my personal experiences is that the training isn't available.
In its absence, officers are placed in high-stress encounters and automatically go with the weapon
So
they
out of
know.
this, we're just going C to A
You
again?
don't know which one is a criminal,
Okay, thanks.
or which one's gonna be violent, which one's on drugs. So they have a very short amount of time to make a split-second decision.
Here we go.
Jesse
Step by C,
Mitchell,
step by A.
News 9.
Roll C. Roll A. Sound. Change.
By acting
Animate this guy.
and not going, hopefully that will
And lose it. Step by Dana.
inspire
What
some
is
change when
accepted?
it comes to what we tolerate in this country and what is accepted.
My cube.
Some of the nation's top
self-full
athletes
next.
are fighting back after comments made by President Trump. The Golden State Warriors say they will not visit the White
Stand
House
by
after
B.
the president withdraws the invitation for the NBA champs. He's also feeling backlash from the NFL after criticizing football players for kneeling during the national anthem.
Roll B. Wipe sound.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these
Step by
NFL
Dana.
owners, when
He
somebody
fires the
disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out, he's fired.
My cube.
Several other
Step by
athletes
C,
issued
step by
statements
camera
about the
two,
president's
B-class.
comments, including NBA stars LeBron James and Chris Paul.
Roll C. And start to
Around
two
the
take.
world, the North
Step
Korean
by
minister
A.
spoke at the UN yesterday, just moments after the U.S. bombers flew
Roll
off
A.
North Korea's coast
Okay.
in a show of force. The Pentagon confirms they showed off its bombers in response to North Korea's
2 and B at the
reckless
right
behavior.
RSP is next.
Meanwhile, the North
Stand by
Korean
two.
minister claims
Stand
the
by B.
Security Council performed illegal resolutions, and President Trump will pay for his
Roll
speech
B.
last week.
Start to move 2. Take.
2 more earthquakes shake southern
Step by B
Mexico
full.
as the death toll from this week's 7.1 magnitude earthquake continues
Resolve.
to grow.
Animate
The
Mexico.
magnitude 6.1
Wipe
quake
change
shook
to
south
A
of
for the
Mexico City
T's. Here we
yesterday
go.
morning, followed by a 4.5 quake later that evening. Right now, officials say more than 300
Semi for
people
music.
were killed in
Semi
Tuesday's
A.
earthquake.
Roll A. Music.
So we
Change.
come on News 9 this morning. It's
Step
the
by
last
B.
day to throw your donations in for our Kiss the Pig contest. We'll give you the latest totals.
Roll B. Wipe change. Stand by the
Plus,
Jib.
the
You have a
story
banner
of
for this?
Boston Marathon bombing
Okay, cool.
survivor is now in
Start your move,
theaters.
Jib. Wipe change.
But next, we'll
Stand by
continue our
master.
discussion about depression in the elderly. That's coming
my
up
bad.
and about your retirement.
And Rory Rake. And they. Sorry guys, I didn't get a chance to look at the Jib.
These are the streets that we...
Earlier, hear a better day.
Less than
Be a
5. Here
hero.
we are.
Donate to Food for Kids today.
And Roldy. Take sound.
And this week's
Thank
about
you.
your
Nope.
retirement. We're
Semi
continuing our
to
discussion on
situation dissolve.
depression in the
Thanks.
elderly. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Stand by.
How are you?
Great.
This week, if you were
Full
asked,
screen.
Jim, thank you for your
Stand by
show
to
last week. I
dissolve.
showed the replay to a very depressed, retired friend of mine.
Stand
And
by
now,
3
thankfully,
is
they are
name, I
seeking
guess.
help. I am retiring next year
Oh, okay.
and know
So it's only
from
one
talking
question.
to him that
Thank
he
God.
has a major fear of
Stand by 3.
outliving his resources.
Thank you,
Now
Francois.
I'm concerned too. How does one know how to
Is he going to address
how long
3
to
or is he
plan
just going to
for
look at
their
2?
future?
Take.
Well, that's kind of a big
His
question,
name.
isn't
Right,
it?
yeah.
It's like predicting
And
how
lose
long
it.
you're going
How
to
long
live.
are you going to live?
That's
Right.
And I you know, our segment last
Two,
week, we
take
talked
two.
about people 85
Step by
and
full
up,
screen.
how high the
That it?
suicide rate is
Nope.
there. Well, we did have several viewers that took
90-year-olds?
that to heart and
Is that it?
talked to people they knew
Okay.
that
I'm
He's,
following you.
he's going
like
to
were
pretend he's
depressed.
talking about it for about a minute and a half
And
before
like
he
this
actually does.
viewer, I thought it was interesting because he went to his friend and got him into counseling.
Oh, that's
And,
great.
But this is one of his big fears that was
Depression
feeding
in the
his
elderly.
depression is worrying about running out of money. And we've talked about that before on here, and it pops up in a lot of your questions. But the only thing I
Take
know
three.
to do is to go to the U.S. Census Bureau and
take two.
look at life expectancies.
Here we
And
go.
a little bit of history there that I always thought was interesting was the fact that when the U.S. was founded, the life expectancy was only 35 years old.
Wow.
By 1900, it increased to 47 years, and
He's
then
got
on
it.
to 68
We're okay.
years. In 1950,
It's all good.
76 years.
I'm not.
And the rule of thumb is to take the 65, which used to be the standard retirement age, and add
All right,
17
stand by.
years
I'm going to come
to
back
it.
out
Now it's
to
18
here. Stand
years,
by.
and so that average national life
Here we go.
expectancy
Ready,
is
3.
83.
Get the
But
other one.
remember,
Ready,
that
2,
is
3.
national,
Ready, 2.
because like at Wellington Park, we have a lot of very active adult age people in their 90s and sometimes up into their early 100s that still have great lifestyle. And so when you look at the U.S. Census Bureau, some very interesting facts are the 90 and older population has tripled in the last 3 decades, and that's that 90 to 94 age bracket. There's over 2 million now. Women outnumber men, and almost 3 to 1. Poor health, well, it's not as prevalent anymore. Heart disease, cancer, and stroke are still leading causes of death, but 2 of those, the heart disease and the stroke, have declined by 1/3 in the last 20 years.
61 is also on this too, right?
The last thing is that
that
I thought was interesting is 90-year-olds, 99% of them have health insurance.
You had it.
I want to do a quick reminder. Next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, Bicentennial Park is the end to the walk to end Alzheimer's. I knew I was going to get that right.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
You forgot what it was called.
All right, thank you, Jim. And of course, we also want to remind you to get more retirement advice from Jim on his other show. Be sure to watch Saturdays at 11:30 a.m. on News 9 Plus. That's channel 52. And for more information, you can always go to news9.com/retirement.
And music.
That's forecast coming up right after this break.
And Semi-Master and Ray Break. And thanks for the music, man.
Okay.
You're right.
On the scene, on the story.
And roll the tag sound.
On the scene, on the story. This is News 9.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. Let's start with Storm Shield 9 this morning. The rain continues to get closer to our viewing area, mainly through Harper County in northwestern Oklahoma. These showers, not thunderstorms, no lightning associated with any of the activity in Oklahoma. The lightning right now is just to the west of McLean, Texas. So there may be a lightning strike or 2 as this entire line makes it into western Oklahoma here in a few hours, but I'm not expecting severe weather, and really the lightning will be on the low side if there's much at all. So the main takeaway here is that we'll have good rain moving into western Oklahoma later this morning, early this afternoon, and
plus or minus a second or 2.
Of what should be several days of
I don't remember if I hit it at
rain
the
chances
open
for
or if I hit
western
it on when I
and
took this
central
camera
Oklahoma.
shot.
Then
So,
by the end of this rainy period, Tuesday and
but I did
Wednesday,
hit it.
we'll push the rain out and bring in the cooler weather with the sunshine. Speaking of sunshine, we're already seeing first light here on our Regency Tower Cam, part of our Air Comfort SkyCam network. First light showing up. Although sunrise still 35 minutes away at 70 degrees with a southeast wind at 7 miles per hour. So this is our last state fair day out there today. Hope you're able to make it out. Come by the News 9 booth, the News 9 tent inside of Gate 1 on the north side of the fairgrounds. Come and say hello. Donate to the Food for Kids for the Regional Food Bank. Last day to do so. 68 degrees at 8 o'clock, 76 at 10 o'clock, 83 by noon today, and mid to upper 80s for highs. Should feel around 90 degrees, feel like around 90 degrees today. So still a hot one, but likely the last day will have heat index values in the 90s. Right now temperatures mainly 60s and 70s. Winds are out of the southeast. They're not too terribly strong here in central Oklahoma, 5 to 15 miles per hour. They do pick up a little bit as you head west, 15 to 25 miles per hour there. Showers and thunderstorms out west, as we just showed you on Storm Shield 9. This is part of a much larger system that stretches basically from border to border across the United States, anchored by this big area of low pressure over Salt Lake City. That will drive this rain east as we go through the day and through the week, really, bringing in our next cold front by Tuesday here in Oklahoma. So high temperatures today, upper 80s, some low 90s. Notice the rain out there today. Cold front still nowhere to be seen today, but by tomorrow morning, that cold front will move into the Panhandle. It'll spark another round of showers and thunderstorms, again starting in the Panhandles and out west. Then by Monday evening, more rain moving into northwestern Oklahoma. The front is a little further to the east, and then by Tuesday morning, notice that we have the north wind starting to enter into western Oklahoma, and yet more rain for western Oklahoma. So again, it will be on and off periods of these showers and potentially thunderstorms without the fuss of severe weather. So today, rain stays mainly in the Panhandle, but also moves into western Oklahoma. 40% chance for Woodward, 30% chance just a little further to the east. And then tomorrow, that rain gets an extra push into central Oklahoma. We'll bring in chances into the metro, mainly late in the day tomorrow. And then by Tuesday, an additional push. So heavier rain should start to enter central Oklahoma late Tuesday into Wednesday. And then this system will move out. And as I said, we'll bring in the sunshine, but keep the cooler temperatures. So 87 today, still warm tomorrow, 85, but a lot more cloud cover tomorrow. Then the front is here on Tuesday, so highs will drop to the lower 70s and then drop to the mid and upper 60s on Wednesday. Low temperatures will fall into the mid 50s and high temperatures staying in the low to mid 70s. So a fall forecast just a few days before October starts.
Stand by A for 72.
Man, I'm going to enjoy today.
Enjoy today
one
because
last summer day.
Yeah, that's it. Then we're in fall pretty much for the rest of the week and the month.
You're on out, huh?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, while some people go to baseball games, speaking of summer, their entire lives without catching a single foul ball, others seem to possess some sort of magnetic force.
Like this guy, a Toronto Blue Jays fan, makes a barehanded catch.
Jesus, foul balls.
2 nights in a row. Thursday's game against the Royals, a barehanded catch while holding his cell phone. And then Friday night's game against the Yankees, a one-handed catch holding a beer.
Didn't even spill his beer either.
Didn't even spill the beer. Probably didn't hurt the phone at all. Just boom.
Because I would spill
It's one thing to catch it with your glove, but if you're out in the outfield and catching it with your bare hands, that takes
But can he do it while drinking the beer?
That's good. Coming up next on Newsnight this morning is a use for Botox you may not be aware of. We'll explain in today's Medical Minute.
Roll a wipe sound change. No change.
Harry Potter heads to Broadway. Plus, country's Shania Twain. It's the new season on Sunday morning. Listen for the trumpet.
And Rory break and fade. Was anarchy. Alright, stand by 3, search move, take Q.
Welcome back. No doubt you've heard of women using Botox
Stand by C
to
to D
ease
for
their
a
wrinkles,
package.
but some women also use it to help with urinary issues.
Stand by
Newsnine's
C,
Angela
stand by
Buckley
D.
tells us more in today's
Roll C and roll D, take sound, animate.
Overactive bladder, feeling like you have to pee all the time, or having urinary incontinence are tough issues to live with. Some women are getting relief with Botox. Although it can vary from person to person, waking up more than once a night to urinate or urinating more than 8 times in a 24-hour period is considered frequent urination.
They're bothersome. They're not normal, and there's treatments that we can do to help.
Treatments such as Botox injections into the bladder muscle. It's done in a doctor's office.
The injection itself takes about 4 or 5 minutes. However, preceding that, there is a 40 to 50 minute bladder numbing process that we put patients through to make sure that it's not uncomfortable.
It takes 2 to 4 weeks for the effects to kick in and patients to get the relief they need. Angela Buckley, News 9.
Take you.
It's rare, but Dr. LeClaire says a few patients might have to use a catheter for a couple of
Search move,
weeks.
Jeb, that's all.
More athletes are turning to a unique approach to stay in great shape and avoid injury. Underwater treadmills combine high resistance with low impact on the joints. The motion mimics running on dry land, and the water is capped at 90 degrees to promote flexibility.
Wipe sound.
When you're walking on the underwater treadmill at shoulder level, your knee joint is seeing only 25% of the force versus 100% of your full body weight.
Doctors say athletes and patients with joint injuries can recover weeks or even months faster using the underwater treadmill.
Search move, take.
It's been more than 4 years since the Boston Marathon bombing, and now we see what one survivor endured in the aftermath. Our movie Mandino Lawley sat down with the actor behind the portrayal and how humor plays a role in the film.
Roll a sound, take.
And they feel good? Yeah. All set? All right, when you're ready, let's scooch ahead.
That's 226.
The film Stronger is a straightforward, emotionally charged, excellent film about Jeff Bowman and how, while waiting for his girlfriend at the finish line of the Boston Marathon, April 15, 2013, 2 bombs went off. Jeff lost both of his legs, but he later helped identify for the FBI one of the bombers. Stronger is based on Bowman's memoir of the same name about the bombing and his recovery. But there's one scene that really stood out to me when Jeff meets another gentleman at the end of a Red Sox game. The man says to Jeff, "You showed the world they can't break us no matter what they do." Jeff responds,
It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna be okay, right? It's okay, you're gonna be okay. Yeah.
And I thought that's the backbone of the movie right there.
Yeah, I think I said, I'm gonna be okay, so you're gonna be okay. And I think that sums it up. And it shows my struggles through the whole movie, but at the end, I'm still there, and I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be okay. So it just shows that you can get through hard things.
And the film also shows how Jeff, with a tremendous sense of humor, made it through some very difficult times.
Jay, tell me about his sense of humor.
I don't think I have to say much about it. I think maybe you witnessed it a little bit. But I will say that I have, suffered at the hands of it more often than once.
See the Viz one will be next.
It always feels great.
If you want, that's fine.
And,
what's that?
But I think it's why I fell in love with the story when I first read the screenplay, because I really only knew Jeff from that photograph. But I never realized when I opened up the first page of this story that I would start to laugh on page 3. And a lot of that has to do with who he is. And a lot of his humor is the reason why he got through what he got through. I don't know what there is to say about it, except sometimes he could use a little less swear words, in my opinion. And he could rip on some other people besides me. But other than that, it's a pretty good sense of humor.
Stronger is a solid film that's uplifting and it tells a story of hope. I can highly recommend it. Stronger is rated R. I'm Dean O'Lawley.
And we'll see in Anime Biz 2Q.
Donations for Food for Kids keep filling up our buckets at the fair with $3,374. Kelly has a big lead to Kiss the Pig. David's still at second with a little over $2,000. So far, you've helped raise a total of $9,278. Wow. Today is the last day at the fair, and you can donate to our contest.
Roll A, Anime Music.
Coming up in our next hour, thousands were in downtown Oklahoma City yesterday for the beatification of Father Stanley Rother.
White Chain.
And some parts of the state are getting rain right now, but a lot of us will see it later this week. Matt has your full forecast.
And roll your break and fade. All right, back to the top for one last hour.